Hey wrestling fans, this is Rick from rickswrestlingblog.com. Hey, I'm glad you came to our video today to watch us, and wanted to talk a little bit about the storylines that the WWE has going on, but focusing especially on mid-card tag teams. Okay, so the thing is with the tag teams is, if you notice, the tag team division's been kind of weak. So hey, listen, I wrote this blog on, and I gotta kind of look at some of my notes here because I actually wrote quite a few just recently. So you know, you don't have too many tag teams. I mean, Brad Baxel really doesn't do much except for lose. The Matadores are all bunch of jobbers, and so you've got Goldust and Stardust now that kind of formed the team back again, and I'm still waiting to see what the WWE is gonna do with that, because they're either gonna make these guys still fight each other at SummerSlam, and maybe it's Goldust versus Stardust at SummerSlam, or will they actually really rekindle this tag team that they had before and actually go on to eventually possibly capture the titles again, or at least go on and put on some really good shows. So we'll see what the WWE has in store for that. And then you've got some other tag teams like the Usos and, of course, the Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. But those two are your top teams. There's no one else that's at their level. And so what do you do to give them some competition? Because we ran into this about a year ago. Was it a year ago? Maybe a little bit more. When Team Hell No came in and pretty much saved the division. Okay, so but outside of Team Hell No, you don't have a lot of these other tag teams that you used to have. Okay, so here's some ideas. So for example, there was a time that Big E and Mark Henry were teaming together for a little bit while Big E was still the Intercontinental Champion. I like that idea. I actually thought that they were going to have these guys continue to team together, but eventually break them up and have it become more of a student versus mentor match for the Intercontinental Championship, which I thought that was going to happen, and it might have been the plan for the WWE, but for some reason they scratched that and eventually stopped having them team together. Well, you're not doing anything with Mark Henry. You're really not doing anything with Big E either, except for right now making him look bad to Rusev. And you really haven't done anything with him for a while. So take these two guys and put them together, and I'll tell you what, these guys would form an awesome tag team, because this is power. I mean, that would probably be the most powerful tag team I can remember in a long time in the WWE. But I can see them actually even getting the tag team titles. Because here's the thing, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper will eventually win the titles, whether it's at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view or the next couple pay-per-views coming down the line here. But they're going to win the tag team titles. And who are they going to battle? Los Matadores? The Usos, of course. Rybaxel? I mean, really, who's a challenge for them? Nobody. But if you put Mark Henry and Big E together, that would be a nice challenge for them. And I can see them winning the titles eventually. Eventually. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the other teams. Well, recently they had Xavier Woods and R-Truth teaming together, but then they kind of split them for a while, and then they kind of put them back together. Then they seem to split. I don't know. But you're not doing anything with them individually, so keep them together and keep them as a tag team. And if they're going to keep jobbing, that's fine. But you know what? They have good chemistry together. Let them go ahead and keep teaming together and help fight some of the other mid-card tag teams. Alright, so let me see. Who are some of the other teams I put together? Okay, here we go. Alberto Del Rio with wait for it. Yeah, Ricardo Rodriguez. Listen, you're not doing anything with either one of these guys. I mean, come on, Ricardo's been wrestling as El Local, and then Alberto, ever since he lost the title, hasn't done anything. Nothing except for jobbing to everybody else to make them look good. Now, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, he pulls out a victory, but they're just not doing anything with him. So you know what? Ricardo wrestles well. Put Ricardo, put Alberto, put them together, have them reform their team, and have them wrestle together as a tag team. I think they would do very well. And if you don't go that route, then at least put them back together and let him announce for Alberto Del Rio. You need to do something. Alberto's a great wrestler. I mean, this guy's a top, can be a top heel, but they just don't use him anymore. But this guy's also making a lot of money, and you're pretty much paying him to job. Something's a little odd there. Okay, so hey, I recommend putting them together, forming another tag team. All right. Kalisto, Sin Cara. Kalisto, of course, masked wrestler in NXT right now. Sin Cara, masked wrestler in WWE's main roster. Both of them, well, Kalisto's, winning a couple matches here and there. Sin Cara wins nothing. Okay? So, bring up Kalisto. WWE is not happy with Sin Cara anyway because Sin Cara's not the new Rey Mysterio that they hoped that he would be. So take these two guys, bring them together, have them form a tag team. Listen, this would be a great tag team. High-flying Mexican wrestlers. I mean, these guys are going to be entertaining. I don't know that they would ever win the title, but I mean, if the fans can get behind them, WWE is going to probably make a push to give them the title. But I think that these two would make actually a really nice tag team together. Their styles complement each other. Alright. Dolph Ziggler and Justin Gabriel. Yes. Because obviously they really don't do much with Ziggler. And still a huge fan favorite. And they've really never really done anything with Justin Gabriel. But Gabriel's a high flyer. This guy's an extremist. I mean, I think he and Ziggler, their styles would actually work pretty well together. I think they would be a high-flying, very acrobatic type of tag team. So anyway, I think that these two, if just you're not doing anything with them anyway, put them together, do something with them. I think that they would actually be a pretty nice tag team. Put them against Sin Cara and Kalisto. I bet you they put together a pretty darn good match. All right, now check this out. Big Show, Damien Sandow. Why? Well, you know what? Sandow's just been a joke lately, dressing up in all these gimmicks, and he's given into, hey, you're gonna treat me as a jobber, and I'm doing nothing, so I'm just gonna be a jobber all this time. Well, you're not doing anything with the Big Show either. You got a big guy probably making $1 million salary and sitting on the bench, barely doing anything. Every once in a while you'll see him pop out, wrestle something, and then that's it. But I think if you put Big Show together with Damien Sandow, Big Show can really win the matches while Sandow's actually letting him or push him, put him in the spots because Sandow constantly wins and constantly loses and cannot win a match. So if he lets Big Show do all the work, but then Sandow takes all the credit and still doing his little gimmicks with all his little costumes and all this stuff, I think it'd be a pretty entertaining match. I think you could actually kind of reconnect to a type of Team Hell No type of match. These guys, they're opposites, but they're winning, and I think it would actually be a fun match to watch. Hey, I put a couple of other matches on my blog, on my website, and so you can go there and actually read them. The other tag teams I kind of formed. Those are a few of them, and I just kind of wanted to mention those because they were the ones that kind of stood out a little bit more for me. But hey, the idea is take these low-level mid-carders, put them together, and do a tag team. You're not doing anything with them anyway, so what's the big deal? If you do nothing, then at least do something. Give them some tag teams, and some of these teams, when you put them together, I think you'd be surprised at how well they will work together. And you never know who may eventually be the future tag team champions. Like I really still like that Big E and Mark Henry. I like the Kalisto and Sin Cara. I like the Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez. Hey, if they decide that they're not going to do anything with any of those characters, here's another idea. How about you take Ricardo with Alberto, with Kalisto, with Sin Cara, and form some kind of four-way, and Ricardo can come in as El Local. So now you have 3 masked wrestlers with Alberto. Alberto kind of being, of course, he's a wrestler too, but kind of taking a management role with these 3 guys in the mask. And I think that would be pretty cool. They could form the new Mexican 4 Horsemen or something like that. So, hey, you never know. You got to do something, right? It puts interest in there. It gives you a storyline. It does something so that the WWE fans, hey, get a little interest. Instead of just seeing Sin Cara come out and, oh, he just got beat by so-and-so. Oh, Kalisto comes out, he gets beat by so-and-so. Oh, Alberto comes out and Ricardo comes out. And nothing happens with these guys. Nothing. Let's get some storylines going. Let's get some stuff going. Okay, I wish I could write for the WWE just so I can get some interest in those lower level matches so we can build them up so that they can actually be worthwhile watching on a pay-per-view. Because we're going to see them on a pay-per-view anyway, but there won't be any build-up. So we'll be like, oh, what the heck is this? It's like throwing Kofi Kingston in the Money in the Bank. Why? Oh, because he does so many fancy things in the ring, so it'll be entertaining. He has no chance of winning, and I want to see I want to see a match where I have no idea who's going to win that title, or who's going to win that match, or who's going to win whatever. Those are the kind of matches I want to see. Alright, hey, thanks for watching. This is rickswrestlingblog.com. Take care, bye.